In the year 2000, Columbia Pictures and Universal Pictures released a film titled Erin Brockovich, a story based on real life of Brockovich, who found information surrounding a chemical spill which tore families apart, and she helped get justice for all the families involved, as well as help resolve many other similar issues around the country and then around the world.
Erin Brockovich grew up in the small town of Lawrence, Kansas. After trying college, she decided that was not the path she wanted to take, and later she began working local part-time jobs. Shortly after, she got married and moved to Nevada, but was then divorced after having 3 children. She then married again, but also got divorced from that relationship. The unemployed mother thought things would never get better until she met lawyer Ed Masry, who represented her in the lawsuit surrounding a car accident she was involved in. Although she won the case, the money was not enough to support her family, so she got a job at the law firm. While she was sorting papers, she stumbled across medical records in a file for a real estate case and became curious as to why the medical records were included. Because of her curiosity, she began investigating and eventually found out that the company Pacific Gas and Electric had released toxic chromium 6 into the groundwater and nobody had noticed. The medical records were in the file because the company was trying to buy a nearby house to use as an exit road for their factory, but the family had refused to sell because they were sick and thought the move would be too difficult. The company had paid for the doctor's visits because they knew they were at fault for all of the illnesses. Brockovich learned about the company's payments after going to visit the family as part of her investigation. While investigating further, Brockovich realized that many more families were affected, and she would not stop digging until she got to the bottom of it. After receiving some threats from the company to back off, Brockovich eventually found proof that the company had released the toxic chromium 6 into the groundwater rather than the harmless chromium 3 the company had told the families in Hinckley that they were using. Together with Masry, the pair worked to put together a lawsuit against the company, which ended up having to pay $333 million to more than 600 affected residents. This case, which happened in 1996, was the largest direct action lawsuit involving toxicity causing injury settlement in the United States.
Brockovich was so determined to change her life around for both her personal benefit and for her kids, she jumped at the opportunity of getting a job. Then later, driven solely by her own curiosity, she risked losing her job so she would be able to help these strangers in the town of Hinckley just out of her own compassion for others. Brockovich was so driven that she refused to back down even when her own boss told her to stop investigating. And even when she began to receive phone calls sending her death threats to stop investigating the company. Little did she know at this time her work would change the lives of so many in this small town and across the country as for her work. Others began to realize the same harm was being done to them by other companies.
I am thoroughly hurt by the fact a company with as large of a scale as PG&E could knowingly hurt so many people and ruin so many lives. People's health should always come before what is cheaper or easier for a company, because a company does not have a purpose without people to serve.
I think that Brockovich was correct in the way that she exposed all the information she had obtained. The town Hinckley had the right to know that the water was being polluted and their lives were in danger. The company Pacific Gas and Electric used chromium 6 inside the ground, which then went into the water. They told the people in the town that the water was safe, but in reality it was killing people slowly and painfully. The town had the right to know that their water was being polluted, and that was the reason for everyone getting sick.
As a result of Erin Brockovich being a whistleblower and standing up for what she believed in, the town called Hinckley in Southern California was informed on the dangers of water. After she exposed this case and all of the knowledge she had, a movie was released in the year 2000 called Erin Brockovich that was based on everything she accomplished. This movie informed more and more people about the horrors the town Hinckley faced. Erin Brockovich also started her own company called Brockovich and Consulting, which there she is currently involved in numerous environmental projects worldwide. For a local example, Brockovich worked to rebuild a worn-down park in Manhattan.